morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Wednesday, January 14th. Coming up on Cullman Today, Cullman County's chief deputy is retiring at the end of February, and the sheriff's office has already named who's moving up to take his place. Plus, Cullman City Council said goodbye to a key leader in local economic development Monday night and recognized several others. And Dodge City leaders approved a Human Trafficking Prevention Month proclamation and voted to join the state's back-to-school sales tax holiday. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. The Cullman County Sheriff's Office announced Monday that Chief Deputy Brett Holmes will retire at the end of February, closing out nearly 28 years in law enforcement serving Cullman County. The Sheriff's Office said Holmes began his career with the agency in March 1998 and worked in multiple roles, including as a patrol deputy and in the narcotics unit. In 2007, he was promoted to lieutenant over the patrol division. Holmes transferred to the Cullman County District Attorney's Office in 2011, serving as an investigator. He returned to the Sheriff's Office in 2015 and was sworn in as Chief Deputy under Sheriff Matt Gentry. For the past 11 years, the agency said Holmes has served as second in command, helping guide the department through growth, major initiatives, and evolving public safety demands across the county. Officials said he will retire from law enforcement to pursue an opportunity in the private sector. The Sheriff's Office also announced Major Matt Hogue will be promoted to Chief Deputy. The Cullman City Council on Monday recognized several City of Cullman employees and honored longtime Cullman Economic Development Agency Director Dale Greer as he prepares to depart. Mayor Woody Jacobs presented a resolution honoring Greer's years of service, and the council approved a resolution naming Jamie Troutman as interim CEDA director. Council President and General Government Committee Chair Kim Hall shared the agency's latest 2025 statistics and noted other counties have visited Cullman to learn from the local economic development program. The council also recognized Cullman High School Theater for winning a state championship at the State Trumbauer Festival and advancing to regional competition. Additional recognitions included Cullman Fire Rescue Staff certifications, a wastewater operator certification, and the completion of HR and risk management certifications. Jacobs also issued a proclamation naming January as Human Trafficking Prevention Month. The council held a public hearing and first reading on a rezoning request for 1803 Beach Avenue Southeast, approved an annexation on County Road 1466, and set a January 26 public hearing to create a neighborhood enhancement program. Dodge City Council approved several items during its regular meeting on January 8th, including measures tied to public awareness, finances, and town operations. Council members adopted a resolution proclaiming January as Human Trafficking Prevention Month in Dodge City, recognizing human trafficking as a public health and safety concern and supporting ongoing awareness and prevention efforts. The council also approved an ordinance to participate in Alabama's annual back-to-school sales tax holiday. The tax-free weekend is set for Friday, July 17th through Sunday, July 19th, with state and local sales and use taxes waived on qualifying items during that time. In other business, council members approved updates to the town handbook and voted to renew 2 certificates of deposit that had matured. The council also approved a $200 per month pay increase for the town clerk. Officials also noted Christmas lights along Alabama Highway 69 were scheduled to be renewed with no formal action required. The Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce will host Cup of Community in Dodge City on Wednesday, January 28th from 7:30 to 9 a.m. at People's Bank. And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, we'll hit the latest local scores and highlights, plus a quick look at what's next for our Cullman County teams. Sports is next. Welcome back. 2 top 10 teams went down to the wire Monday night in Vinemont, with the number 6 Lady Eagles slipping past the number 2 Good Hope Lady Raiders 61-59 to lock up the number 2 seed in the Cullman County basketball tournament. Good Hope led 35-27 at the half, but Vinemont stormed back to tie it at 44 after 3. The fourth quarter featured multiple lead changes before Caroline Miller delivered the game winner late to put the Lady Eagles in front for good. Reagan Robinson paced Vinemont with 22 points, and Miller added 17. Sophie Conrad led Good Hope with 19 points, with Lexi Marshall adding 17. Vinemont improves 14-8. Good Hope falls to 16-4. Addison hosted Curry for a varsity doubleheader and came away with another split. In the girls' game, the Lady Bulldogs jumped out early but couldn't keep pace as Curry pulled away for a 45-32 win. Addison battled on the glass and stayed within striking distance into the second half, but Curry's perimeter shooting and steady defense sealed it late. In the nightcap, the Bulldogs took control with a huge third quarter and cruised to a 74-55 win over Curry. Addison's defensive pressure fueled a big run coming out of halftime, building a comfortable lead before Curry made a brief push in the fourth. The Bulldogs answered with another scoring burst to close it out and improve their momentum heading into the stretch run of the season. The Cullman County Board of Education has released the full brackets for this year's county basketball tournaments. Junior varsity girls and boys play first on Friday, January 17th, with semifinal matchups set for Sunday, January 19th. Varsity play continues January 19th through 23rd, with all 4 championship games on Saturday, January 24th. Every game will be played at Tom Drake Coliseum at Wallace State Community College, and we'll have updates and scores as the county tournament gets underway. And that wraps up sports for today. Coming up next, a new bakery and coffee spot in Holly Pond is serving up in-house sweets, specialty drinks, and even local delivery. Plus, a major change is coming to Alabama's SNAP EBT cards. And if you shop online or travel, you'll want to listen up. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Alabama is adding a new security default for SNAP EBT cards aimed at cutting down on electronic fraud. The Alabama Department of Human Resources says that starting Thursday, January 22nd, EBT cards will automatically block out-of-state and online transactions. Cards will be placed in a block high-risk transaction status, meaning purchases cannot be made outside Alabama or online unless the cardholder unlocks the card first. If you need to use your card while traveling or for an online purchase, DHR says you can unlock it through the Connect EBT mobile app, the Connect EBT website, or by calling EBT customer service. In-state transactions will continue to work as usual. Instructions are available at dhr.alabama.gov. For questions, call the Food Assistance Division at 1-800-997-8888. Cullman County DHR can be reached at 256-737-5300. The 21st annual Empty Bowls of Cullman County Chili Dinner is set for Monday, February 16th, raising money for the Cullman Caring for Kids Food Bank. The event runs from 4 to 6:30 p.m. at First United Methodist Church in Cullman at 320 3rd Avenue Southeast. Tickets are $15 and are available at Cullman Caring for Kids and at First United Methodist Church. Carryout will also be offered. Organizers say proceeds help support food distributions and other services for local children and families facing food insecurity. The dinner has raised tens of thousands of dollars over the past 2 decades for hunger relief in Cullman County. The night will include chili from 2 Guys, grilled cheese sandwiches, homemade pottery bowls, and a silent auction, plus Southern gospel music and a guest MC from WKUL Radio 92.1. Sugar and Steam Bakery and Coffee in Holly Pond opened in October 2025, launched by Bo and Katie Johnson after operating a mobile coffee business known as Alabama Mug Coffee. The shop makes its coffee and baked goods in-house with a rotating selection of ready-to-go treats like cake slices, cookies, and other sweets available in the display case. Customers can pair those with specialty drinks including iced coffee, lattes, and frappes. Sugar and Steam also offers catering, and staff recommend calling at least 3 days in advance depending on the order. Delivery is available within 5 miles of the shop for orders over $10. The business regularly features pop-up specials, and owners encourage customers to check the shop's Facebook page for updates. Sugar and Steam is located at 10865 Alabama Highway 74 in Holly Pond. Hours are Monday through Wednesday from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. and Thursday and Friday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. For catering or delivery questions, call 256-203-3898. Cullman City Schools hosted an open house and ribbon cutting Sunday, January 11th, marking Phase 2 of the Cullman Middle School expansion. Residents toured newly finished instructional spaces during the event on the campus at Oak Street and 2nd Avenue. District leaders say the project is part of a long-term plan to modernize facilities, improve safety, and prepare for growth. Phase 2 adds new classrooms and specialized areas, including a media center, fine arts and career tech spaces, science and STEM labs, and additional support classrooms. Many rooms are designed for hands-on learning with updated technology and furnishings. Officials say the added space will help support moving 6th grade to the middle school campus next school year. More renovations are planned in older wings, including updates to the original 1936 gym. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who lost their lives this week. Jackie Marie Jacobs, 49, of Vinemont, passed away Friday, January 9th. Visitation will be today from 2 to 4 p.m. at Hanceville Funeral Home. Funeral service will follow at Hanceville Funeral Home Chapel. June Evelyn Jones of Hanceville passed away Wednesday, January 7th. A celebration of life memorial service will be Friday, January 16th at 10 a.m. at Grace Episcopal Church. James Cecil Jimmy Jones, 87, of Cullman, passed away Sunday, January 11th. Visitation will be Thursday, January 15th from 1 to 2 p.m. at Nichols Funeral Home with funeral service at 2 p.m. Burial will be at White Oak Cemetery. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. We've got showers likely today, mainly between noon and about 3 p.m. with a high near 50. Winds start out at 5 to 10. A few gusts could reach up to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, there's still a small chance of a shower early, mainly before 7. Then we'll start clearing out. It'll turn cold with lows around 21 and wind chills down in the low to mid-teens. North winds run 10 to 15 with gusts up to 25. Thursday looks sunny but chilly with a high around 36. Wind chills stay in the teens to low 20s with a light north-northwest breeze. And Thursday night stays mostly clear with a low near 22 and winds calming down late. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a great day, Cullman.